Hi guys, welcome to Malaysia. Today we're starting a brand new travel series in the capital city of Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur has a fascinating contrast between old and new, a lot of delicious and unique foods and night markets, one-of-a-kind day trips, and some very unexpected things to do. It feels so good to be here in Malaysia. Even though it took us over 50 hours to get here, we haven't had time to feel tired at all. And I am so excited. This is my first time in Southeast Asia, and there are so many things to take in, so many new smells, so many new sounds with all the different languages. I'm very happy to be here.
I think I found your favorite thing in the universe. It almost puts Istanbul to shame.
No.
It's a cat with a hammock. So we're starting our tour of KL in Chinatown. So unlike a lot of capital cities in the world, KL doesn't really have a glamorous past. It started as a tin mining town, and tin mining brought a lot of Chinese immigrants to this area. And it still is one of the most vibrant areas in the city. So where we are now has a lot of trendy bars, and it smells really good. There's a lot of very nice restaurants, and you have the old Chinese shop fronts. It's really cool to see. But we're heading down one block away from this area, and it's a completely different vibe. You'll see it's the most hectic flea market in KL. Let's check it out. So typically we wouldn't really consider ourselves flea market people, but this is really a cool spot. Anything you want, you can buy here. If you want something fake, so a fake Rolex, fake Gucci bag, as long as you're prepared to haggle, you can find that stuff here. But we just kind of walking around, soaking in the vibe. They also have some strange foods. We identified one. We're gonna try it out. It's an old man selling what I think are pancakes. It looks pretty cool.
110, 110 cents. These are coconut pancake.
Coconut pancake.
These are peanut. Peanut are 160 cents.
Sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Fresh pancakes. Peanut and coconut.
Anything you want?
Less than $1.
Yeah, one.
It's so fluffy.
Okay.
Oh my god. Pop.
160.
It's yummy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating from behind the camera.
It's very interesting, the peanut with the sugar, the savory, sugary balance. This is very tasty. I like it. Man's a legend.
We're finding our way to the new side of the city where some of the most iconic structures are. And we saw this place called Central Market. I think one of the most popular things to do here is coming to this market, and it's really cool. There's a bunch of cool shops where you can buy souvenirs, and it has AC. It's very hot outside and it just started raining. So it seemed like a nice little detour. Those fish are huge. I think this is kind of gross, but I'm taking one for the team because I'm gonna be a very big wimp later in the video. You'll see why. I can't believe I'm about to do this. This is
Enjoy.
gross. The fish are so big. They're like this.
They're not like groupers.
They're like eager.
Put them in.
Stay quiet. This is so weird. This is so weird. I don't know if I can do it.
It's like a whole school.
This is so gross. Look at that.
They're very hungry around you.
That was super weird, for my feet are very, very soft. They feel pretty good. Now let's keep walking.
With my creepy hands touching. So Malaysia used to be a British territory, and actually Kuala Lumpur was split by the river behind me into the old immigrant section that we are just coming from, so Chinatown, into the British administrative side. And actually Kuala Lumpur, it means muddy confluence, and muddy confluence is exactly behind me. It's two rivers coming together. They look pretty muddy. Fun fact, but now we're heading into the newer, kind of like glitzier, modern section of Kuala Lumpur to show you guys that. And there might be a little surprise. Let's see if I can get Aimara on board. She just did the fish thing, but you never know.
No.
No kissing on the bridge. Too bad. So on the way to the modern part of Kuala Lumpur, we walk through this like Indian neighborhood. It's not Little India, but it does feel like an entirely different world. And that's one of the cool things about Kuala Lumpur is just like the diversity of cultures. So you have South Indian, Chinese, and of course also Malay. And it feels really cool to be here.
When you enter, like you can smell like the curries, and there's like flowers everywhere, and it just changes. Like being in a different country, and it's all
Everything is different. Everything is different. Like the sights, the sounds, the smells, the new foods,
people are dressed,
new language,
like,
how people are dressed.
yeah.
Kuala Lumpur is a great city. Very cool. What are these?
One ringgit.
Okay, 1 ringgit.
Ini 1 to 2 ringgit.
What is it?
Ini main laddu.
Okay.
Dal pocket apple.
Oh, okay. I just have one and one?
Ini tilapia.
Thank you. Okay. I don't know what he said this way. I think with dal, and I believe that this has chickpea. That's what our walking tour guy said. It was good. It's kind of like nutty. Not too sweet. Great texture.
Very yellow.
Very yellow.
It's like
It might be chickpea. Some kind of blend. Maybe turmeric because of the color. I enjoy it though. Not too sweet. They're very good. Thank you. I also think we have to mention that we're doing a food tour video next here in Kuala Lumpur, and we're going to show a ton of Malay foods and a lot more like Malay neighborhoods and that side of the culture. So that will come. Stay tuned for those videos. Now it's time for something super exciting, hopefully. Let's go.
one thing Kuala Lumpur is super famous for is for its shopping and its shopping malls. And honestly, they're huge, they're beautiful, they're massive, they're everywhere. But don't worry, we're not here to show you the mall. We're here because this big kid is trying to convince me to go on a roller coaster.
There's a roller coaster in a mall.
I have never.
What the heck?
It's not gonna happen. I have never been in a roller coaster. I am terrified of roller coasters.
You also weren't a fish foot bath person before this, but now you've been converted. So there's a first time for everything.
I don't
Just
think
saying.
so. I don't think so. I'm terrified. I don't know why, but I'm terrified of roller coasters. But
I'm not. Love them. This is crazy. I cannot believe there's a theme park inside a mall. Like, where else can you experience that? And even though I'm terribly afraid of heights, I actually love roller coasters. I barely passed the safety requirements. 6'5". All good. We already got started. I didn't have time to start the camera. Oh yes. Oh, this is awesome.
Even though Jay is probably having so much fun, that looks terrifying to me. I don't think you'll ever see me riding a roller coaster. This is crazy. Here he
You
comes.
see me?
Yeah.
I went twice, so it was awesome. It's very short, but incredible. Like you go all the way up and you can like see out the window, see some of the skyline. Really cool. We're in the middle of a mall. Our adrenaline's pumping. Oh, that was so much fun.
You went twice.
I went twice. Definitely worth it. That was fun.
Now let's go to where I would spend my
We missed you, though.
$14.
You got the fish earlier. That was $3.
I still have
You have $11 for
money in my
We
balance.
keep tabs.
I don't know if it's obvious from the street behind me, but they do drive from the other side of the road here, and it is very, very confusing to cross the street. I'm already terrible at crossing the
Be
street.
careful.
Look. You have to look both sides. You cross the street there. You can cross the street there, but also diagonal. Crazy.
We're going diagonal just because we can. We don't have to.
Official jaywalk.
I should have looked.
This is exactly what I pictured when I pictured Kuala Lumpur, just like hectic, modern. This area feels like being in Times Square. If Times Square was like 10 years old, it's all like new and shiny and beautiful, and there's like screens everywhere. It's also like the most famous like shopping district. And close to this is where the Petronas Towers are. So we're finding our way that way, and also we're gonna try to find a rooftop so we can show you an even better view of the most iconic buildings here in Kuala Lumpur.
So this video might already be all over the place, and this is pretty random, but I had to point it out. It's one of the funniest things about KL. They still have Kenny Rogers Roasters. This chain has been dead for at least a decade, maybe more, 2 decades in the US. If you're not from the US, then you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you come here, if you're hungry for some mashed potatoes, roasted chicken, come to the malls.
I had no idea
Hit up
what
Kenny
he was
Rogers.
talking about.
It's really funny.
So instead of spending money in roller coasters, I prefer to have a nice glass of wine with a beautiful view. But this is not the end of the video. Tomorrow we're gonna go to the Batu Caves, and we're gonna show you the biggest night market in all of Kuala Lumpur, and we're gonna eat some amazing foods. I know the video is long because the memory card is full, but stay tuned because there's more coming. Thanks for watching. No, it's not the end.
We made it to the famous Batu Caves. This is probably the most famous religious monument in all of KL, and what's really interesting is that it's a Hindu monument. I think it's to the Lord Murugan or something. Very cool, very colorful. It's raining a little bit, unfortunately, so we're kind of sheltered by a temple. There's monkeys everywhere. I don't trust them. It's time to go. We're gonna go up and tell you more about the temple.
Oh my gosh, they're there too. Oh my god. It is so beautiful here, so colorful. I've never seen anything like this. It's really, really awesome. But the monkeys are everywhere, and they're throwing me off because it's not that I hate monkeys. I hate like monkeys that chase you. They're everywhere. Just look. I don't mind if I see them like in the jungle, but this is terrifying. And some people are feeding them, which is probably why they act like this. But they're really everywhere. Oh, the stairs are very steep.
But they're beautiful.
Yeah, no, this place is really, it's insane. I've never seen anything like this. Oh my gosh, they're fighting. They're fighting. There we go.
So we made it to the top of the Batu Caves. It was a 5-minute walk, not really that bad at all. It's even shorter if you're like Aimara and just run your ass up away from the monkeys. It took her about 3 minutes, but it's very cool when you get up here. It's just like a huge cave opening, and it's in the shape of a spear, and that's why they decided to pick this part to create like a Hindu shrine, because it's devoted to the god of war, and it's the only god in the Hindu religion that has a spear, and so the spear tip made them realize that they should build a shrine here.
Yeah, because the shape is like a spear, like the natural shape of the cave. So
exactly.
It's really cool. We're gonna go in.
Yeah,
and
I think he is the most important Hindu god for Tamil Indians, so South Indians. We think. We don't know that much about Hinduism,
If you
but
know, let us know.
we're doing our best.
Yeah. It makes me tear up to watch stuff like it's very cool. There's a rooster to ruin my mood.
In the middle of a cave. How they got here? The Batu Caves are amazing. First of all, when you walk in, the cave system is absolutely massive. It just goes on forever. But there are also like 2 temples where people are actually practicing the Hindu religion right now, and it's just cool to see because we don't know anything about it. So everything's just like brand new and awesome. And it's also cool because Malaysia is technically an Islamic country, I believe. I think it's in the constitution. We heard it wasn't from our tour guide, but I read that it is. So if you're Malaysian, let us know. But either way, it's just cool that they like still respect all these different religions. So obviously this is the most famous kind of religious shrine in all of Kuala Lumpur. But they also have the National Mosque, the Islamic Mosque in the center of KL, which can hold like 15,000 people. It's absolutely amazing. We went there yesterday, and we also visited a Chinese Buddhist temple, also very impressive. So all these people just living in harmony. Very cool. Definitely lives up to the hype.
Yeah.
Batu Caves.
It is definitely a more peaceful experience inside the caves. There are no monkeys inside the cave. It's a very interesting contrast going up versus being inside the cave. Do not, no.
Know what?
Oh, that is so cute. So we took a Grab to get here, which is like the Uber of KL, but there you can also get here by bus or by train, and we're gonna put all that information in the description with the prices, the links, and everything you need to know, so you see which one is like the best way for you. Right now we're getting home, we're gonna go to the gym, we're gonna work, and we'll see you guys in the night market. Hi.
Hello.
Everyone here is so cute.
Yeah. Never had a Chinese pie before. We made it to our very first Malaysian night market, and this place is awesome. It took us like almost an hour to get here. This only happens Wednesday night, this particular market, and it's the biggest in Malaysia or the biggest in KL. It's like 2 kilometers of food stalls. Anything you want, you can get here, like Chinese food, Japanese, Korean, Thai, Malay, everything. There's also a very famous night market in like the downtown area, but we didn't want to go there because we read that it's a little bit touristy, maybe overpriced, and they kind of like adapt the food for the tourists. I don't know if that's true. That's what I read. Just saying that. But we picked up our first snacks, the Chinese pie. These are great. Scallions, pork, fried dough. A match made in heaven. You're gonna love this. Get this huge bite. There goes the pie.
Woo, it's so good. That's awesome. You guys have to visit a night market here in KL, and specifically this one, because like everyone seems to be like out and about. It's not just about food, it's like everyone's hanging out with their friends, and it's really cool, and there are so many foods. We're gonna end the video here because it's super long already, but in the next few videos we're gonna show more KL food. And also, if you're local, please leave facts about your city for other people to like read it, even if it's food, history, facts, whatever. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on a food tour video. I'm gonna try this because it's so cute, like I almost don't want to eat it, but it's sweet. It's yummy. I want to keep eating. Bye. Thanks for watching.